guys, welcome back to Oversteer and Underdogs. I am Dean, and this is my good friend over here, Rob.
What up?
We are back after a very eventful weekend here in Baku. I don't even know where to start. What the hell do you want to talk about first?
Dude, honestly, McLaren. I want to talk about how awful of a weekend all around they had, starting with qualifying.
Yeah, maybe even practice.
Honestly, I mean, what, FP1, not really anything too much to write home about for Oscar. I think Lando was decent during FP1.
Yeah, but they both kept touching the wall.
Yeah, too much, too hard. I feel like especially in like FP2, which again was really it was cool to see Ferrari, like, 1 and 2 give us a lot of high hopes and then just punt us right off the edge.
Well, that's what they're best at.
That's what they're best at. They do great in practice, and then they're just like, "What's qualifying? We have
They
to
gave
actually
us-
perform." Oh, okay, sorry, I can't do that.
They gave us the Lewis Hamilton treatment.
Yeah.
High hopes and then just crushed us.
Yep. But yeah, honestly, like McLaren all weekend looked like just off pace. Just having issues left and right, and then obviously, qualifying did not go well.
Well, some of the decision making behind it just blows my mind sometimes. I know there's potential impending rain, or there's a lot of factors, right? You don't want to go out first on a dusty track, set a slow time, put it in the wall, be out, whatever. But you also got this rain looming over you, so you don't want to go out last. And the chance that somebody crashes it because there's a little bit of rain, you don't get to set a time. It's a big problem, especially in Baku, where we had 6 red flags?
6,
I think it was in qualifying. Yeah, it was
was
insane.
like 6 or 8. It was something insane.
It was absurd. And then, but at the same time, if you're Lando Norris's side of the pit wall, what do you have to lose? Oscar's up in. He was in 6th at that point.
Yeah.
What do you have to lose? Just, wait it out. Pull a Max. Max said, screw it. I'm going to wait till the very end and set the fastest lap you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he does. He does it every time. But at the end of the day, worst case, you're in 10th, which is only 3 positions higher than you actually started.
Yeah.
You'd probably get them back. But, it is what it is.
So yeah, starting off with qualifying, they were already behind the gun. And then Oscar's just horrendous start. Like, have you driven before? Like,
that
was insane.
So unlike him.
So unlike him. So uncharacteristic of what he's been doing. Like, literally hitting podiums all year long, not getting worse than 4th in qualifying. Like,
the kids just the pressure didn't matter, and all of a sudden it all hit him that day.
The pressure
don't know what was going on.
I
don't know if he just realized, hey, I got a chance. I might win this. Don't screw it up. Or I don't know. I don't know what was going on.
Thinking about like, okay, cool. I've got to get some places back. And then I think that's really what, in turn, on that second turn, or was it turn 3? It was turn 3, making that lefty. I think he was just in his head about, okay, cool. I've got to make up. I've just gotten shuffled all the way to the back. I've got to make up so much ground. I got to push it, and goes into a very, very green track, and it's damp still. They were even saying it. The track was still damp from the morning, and it's dusty. He's on the outside line. He clips the paint, which was damp, and lock up right into the wall. And I literally saw it happen. I was like,
it was done before he even reached the corner.
Was that Franco? Did they switch seats? Like,
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe what I was seeing. Like I said, the kid's a stone wall, and all of a sudden he has this.
He hit a stone wall.
he puts the brakes on when he's on the paint line. Given the paint line is like 2.5 inches wide, and but still he's on the paint line. He hits the brakes
directly on that thing.
Gone. Just no chance. You could see him pumping the brake like crazy, just
trying to get it to catch.
I imagine he's praying.
Yeah.
I imagine he's praying the whole way into the wall, but he knows it's going to hit. And even the announcers couldn't believe it. Everybody was just
dumbfounded.
Where is he? Where'd he go? We're looking at corner 4 here. Where is he?
Dude, and then like even the camera was like watching, and it's like, oh shit.
Oh, it was just an incredible thing. And then, probably the worst weekend we've seen for Oscar that I can remember ever.
Yeah,
That was just craziness.
crazy. And then like, okay, Oscar's in the wall, lap 1, Lando, let's see
Yeah.
what you can do.
Yeah, it was time to step up.
And he doesn't. He doesn't step
No,
up.
also has a typical Lando start, drops
Yeah,
position.
nothing great there.
No, but you know what? Nothing he hasn't overcome before. But then on the restart, it
Oh,
was like he was sleeping.
he was
I could have
when they
ran
showed
past him.
when they showed the gap,
That was
it was
insane.
it was like 5 car lengths he just let go.
It was just, it's like, hello, you there? Are you gonna? It's the one on the right.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's not the best at starts and maybe even restarts, but that was just,
Like, he
I
was
don't know what was
asleep at
going
the
on with
wheel.
McLaren. It was like the McLarens were just diseased for
And then
bad luck
it
and
wasn't
bad
just the
happenings.
drivers. It wasn't just the
No,
drivers, because then you had the
no,
4-second pit stop with the bad right front
yeah.
lug nut.
Between
Like,
between losing all that length on the restart and then the bad pit stop, he's finishing up 1 or 2 positions higher, which,
yeah,
at the end of the day, that's not, it doesn't make the biggest difference, but that's something. If he's 2 positions up, that's 10 points instead of 6.
yeah,
We're looking at a 21-point gap instead of a 25-point gap like we have
yeah.
today.
Now it's,
Um,
okay, Oscar needs to get at least 1 more DNF, and I need to win for it to be back to
yeah,
even. Before
yeah,
that, it was like, okay, cool, Oscar can finish 8th or 9th, and I can still win. I can
mhm,
still jump ahead and tie it. So now he's got to still hope that Oscar shits his pants at least 1, if not 2 races rest of the season, and Lando's got to be Mr. Perfect the rest of the
yeah.
season.
I mean, I love Lando as a human being. I think he's a great guy. He's obviously a tremendous talent driver. Uh, but I just don't think he has that mental aspect down. He's
Yeah.
just not there. I don't know what it is. He doesn't have that killer instinct. We know that, but I just don't think this was the time to be clutch, and he didn't show up, which it's unfortunate. I don't. To me, I'd love to see either one of them win. I like them both. Lando's the more personable guy, but I don't think he doesn't represent what I think of when I think of like a Formula One champion typically.
Yeah.
Not to say his skills aren't good or anything like that. It's just I don't think he's there. I don't.
Yeah. And honestly, like, it's one of those things too, like, yeah, he's still young, but he's not young in the years of Formula One.
No, no, not at
I don't
all.
know how much more, and I even said it, I think in episode 1 when we started doing this, I said that because it was right after the summer break when we started. I said if he can find that hunger, that intensity that we keep talking about, that's what he's missing. That's that key piece that he's
Yeah,
missing. From what
it's in
I've
there.
seen, yeah, from what I've seen though, I I don't know. I
It's
don't
it,
know if it
uh,
is in there.
it's got. I mean, the kid got to F1, right? It's there. It's just a matter of can he bring it out when he needs to. Is it going to have to be a do or die situation for him to finally do it? And is that too little, too late?
Yeah, and he can't keep
Uh,
driving scared. I feel like
no.
he's driving scared. That's what it is.
Yeah, scared, cautious. Just it's not conducive to winning a championship.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not.
we
It's all
say
about
it
taking
every
risks.
week. Look at Max. He didn't get to where he is 4 times. I mean, look at Lewis. He didn't get to where he is 8,
That's
7
right.
times.
And not everybody liked him along the way. That's
Because
just
they were both putting their nose where they shouldn't be, but they were where they could be. And he just doesn't, I don't think that he does that. We've seen him take a couple more risks this season, especially that pass, what was it, Silverstone on Max? That was just like, or
yeah.
maybe it was
We did him.
Silverstone.
Yeah,
And it was like, whoa,
yeah.
that was a
He showed
pass
up. But that's what we need. I need that for the next 7 races.
every race.
that's what
Every
that's what it's going to
race.
take.
You
That's
gotta
when
have
you're
it.
down 25 points. This is what it's going to take. It's got
And
to be kind of a checkers or wreckers situation. That's just what you got to do.
I think going into Singapore for them, for the McLaren team, this being, they are the favorites for this track. They have the speed. They are the ones to look out for. This is, like you even said earlier, this is Lando's favorite track. He loves this place,
Yeah.
or one of his
Yep.
favorites.
Yeah, it's a high downforce track. It favors McLaren. We know they're not fast on these low downforce tracks. They don't have the top speed. they have the tire degradation. That's
Mhm.
the thing that they can keep pace for so long. That's when they get these massive leads. Um, Hoping they can kind of pull it together here. I'd love to see both drivers, gain back their confidence after this terrible, terrible weekend.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're all here to watch a title fight, and
Yeah.
it's not much of a fight. This weekend wasn't much of a fight.
It was more of a fight for 5th place than it was for anything else.
Yeah, it was like, hey, can I keep this car out of the wall? Oh no, I can't. You know what? I'm gonna just sleep on the line. It didn't look like a championship fight. It
No,
was,
it honestly looked like 2 rookies. It literally
yeah,
looked like McLaren just swapped
yeah,
out 2 rookies for 2 of
yeah,
the world's best drivers right now, or vice
yeah. It was
versa.
very strange.
It was
It
very
was so
strange.
strange.
So honestly, I think that like next week, or not next week, 2 weeks from now, will be it's got to be a bounce back week for the McLaren team as a whole, not necessarily one side of the garage or the other. They have to take this and run with it.
It's a pretty big kick in the pants when when your team holds the fastest stop of the year at 1.9 seconds, and for the last 2 races, you've had 2 stops almost at 5 seconds,
Yeah.
screwing you out of positions.
Yeah.
And there's only one person who's really benefiting from all these McLaren screw ups, and as much as it's a fantasy, no way, it's mathematically possible that we
There's a
get Max
chance.
Verstappen as the 2025 WDC, and he gets number 5.
Yeah, there's a chance, and he's just having a grand old time with it.
It's a story. It's and I don't think he's even taking it seriously. That's the scary
No.
part.
He's like,
Maybe
yeah,
he
I'm
is
not
now,
getting it, and then it's
but
like, okay, you just won 2 weeks in a row, and then if he
I
podiums
don't know
next
how
week,
much.
and then next week,
I don't know how much Red Bull they pumped into the fuel tank of that car, but holy
brother,
crap. That thing is suddenly gone from an absolute piece of crap to a rocket ship the last 2 races.
dude, I want
Maybe the trick is just don't put any wings on the car. Just don't put any wings on the car. Let Max do what he does, and let's see how fast he can go around a track before he just ends up 4 towns over because he's going too fast.
dude,
I don't know.
he was, what was it, when everyone pitted and he was the last to pit, he was like 32 seconds up, pitted, and still came out like 19, 18 seconds ahead of everybody to finish the
I
race.
felt like I was back in 2023. I was like,
Yep.
where did this come from? Why couldn't we do this like 5 races ago? This would have been like a great 3-way battle going on. Now we just got Max having fun, screwing off and driving GT cars, and maybe I'll try to win a WDZ because I can, because I'm Max fucking
Yeah,
Verstappen.
and then McLaren's just smashing into the walls.
It's like, I don't understand what is going on. It is just absolute chaos. If Max pulls this off, I will hands down. I don't know what anybody can do to argue it. He's the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
If he does this,
I mean, shit, if he even comes in like 2nd place, dude, like if he gets up to second,
look, second, I think he has a good chance at this point.
at this rate, literally.
I think, what is he? He's 44 points behind second place.
And then 65 points behind first.
He's got a good chance. Like,
oh my god,
second place is not unrealistic. First place is a little bit of la la land, but he's Max. And
yeah,
they apparently McLaren just chokes on everything. So I don't know.
This is everything right now. Like I still cannot believe it's just wild that, okay, cool. Say they even had like a 2.1, 2.2 second pit stop compared to the 4.1 that they got. That puts him out ahead of Leclerc, so he doesn't have to try and fight him. If not ahead, if not side by side or right directly behind Lawson. Now you have Yuki pitting the next lap.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you will have some good temperatures on those tires, maybe one more full lap. You're either already past Lawson or working on getting past Lawson, and now you're going to attack Yuki. But now he's not. He's 2 seconds out. He comes out of the pits 1.5 seconds behind Leclerc and gets into that DRS train, has to fight around Leclerc, has to try and fight around Yuki, and then Yuki.
It was like Yuki was driving a 15-foot wide car. You know what? Kudos to Yuki. He really stepped up. These last couple of races, he's making the post Christian Horner era here could look pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Lauren Meckies, I don't know what you did over there. I don't know what you've changed. Your process is working though.
Dude, he's so
Yuki's
chill.
just
I think it's
Yuki's
because
happier. He's got an upgraded car.
Yeah.
It's equal. It seems more equal. Yuki's getting some of the love, and he's showing that he does belong there.
Yeah.
I hope he can maintain this through the rest of the season. I think if he continues to score points, I don't see a reason why you don't keep him in that seat. At the end of the day, you're trying to breed another Sergio 2023, right? The guy that Max comes over the radio and says Sergio's an absolute legend in 2021. All these things that are finally going to be happening, I think, for Yuki if he keeps this up. But man, he played the team game so big. He could have lunged at
multiple
Lawson
times
and taken the points, but
he could have put that
understood.
car 15 feet wide on Lawson and not let him come out of the pit and take that spot.
Yep. He understood the situation though. He knew, look, Max has a shot at this, so let me hold this guy up. Let's take away the one guy that can gain positions and put this thing away from him.
Yeah.
That was just tremendous awareness, fantastic driving. Very happy to see it. Great driver progression.
And he did a great job. I will say Red Bull's pit was on point. Both cars were in, and obviously Max's. I mean, he could have had a 10-second delayed pit stop and still came out ahead. But
I don't know what
Yuki's pit stop was what? I think it was still 2.2 seconds. So the team was on point. Yeah. The orders were great. They pitted him proper. They put him out in front of the right people, and he held up Lando.
Yeah, I don't know what changed. It's like that team just suddenly came to life. I think that I honestly think it's they see it's mathematically possible. They smell blood. They're going for it. They're going for it, and they're going to take what they learned this year to put into next year's car, and it's like a 0.00001% chance, but it's there. It's a chance. And if he's able to get a decent result, if he wins in Singapore, that percentage goes up exponentially.
Yeah, I saw a whole breakdown of what has to happen for each race for the rest of the season. And some of those races are still with McLaren 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. And as long as Max wins them, which isn't out of the out of the realm of possibility right now, there's still a chance. I don't know if I believe it's 0.001. I think that I don't know. Just from the literally the graphic I saw from every single race, it was like, okay, next week he has to win. He has to take first. The week after that, he could finish 5th. And as long as the other two finish 8th or worse, or 6th or worse, then he's got that percentage goes up. And then he's got to win the next week, and then he could still finish like 6th. And it's like, dude, what if he just wins out?
and that's Singapore's going to show us if that's a possibility. If he does well, if he's on a podium, McLaren's got to watch their back. Not even McLaren as a team, but the drivers are going to have to watch their back. Once Max thinks it's there, he will come and he will get it. And we both know that Lando or Oscar, they can't hold a candle to him really wheel to wheel.
They'll put themselves in the wall before they get one by him. And again, I know I brought up
if they're putting
that one that Lando did earlier this season. He's done a couple of them, but that's very rare. Yep. When you put Lando and Max against each other, it's very rare that Lando comes out on top.
If you're going to end up in a wall as one of those two drivers, you better be taking Max with you. It's
literally
just, I remember looking at that same thing at the summer break and it said, oh yeah, we need a DNF from each McLaren driver before the end of the year. And I'm like, oh, there's no way that'll happen.
Boom, boom.
We just had it happen. Holy crap. It could be real.
And and it's not over yet. There could still be another 1 or 2 DNFs from those guys, the way that they're running right now.
If that happens, I will lose my mind. My neighbors will be coming over wondering if I'm okay.
And honestly, I know we're not a huge fan of him, but Mr. Consistent with the flu this weekend, still coming out.
Who still doesn't have a contract.
Doesn't have a contract, and out of nowhere, literally, he's just putting along, doing his thing, having a good time, not having to hold anybody off.
Look, the guy, The guy performs. He this season he's just performed. Why on earth they haven't just given him the stupid contract yet is beyond me. Given he doesn't have anywhere else to go, but just give him the contract. The
And
guy's
honestly, I
been,
mean,
he's scored so many
if
points for
George
you.
keeps running the way he does, I feel like more teams are going to start looking and being like,
right. And
I
that's
mean,
kind of the,
I know it's would suck, and I highly doubt he'd take it, but like, what the hell is Alpine gonna do?
yeah.
Like,
Flavio said
God.
beginning of the weekend, Flavio was saying, you know, it's between Franco and Paul Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Aaron's their reserve driver there. You know, those are the people that they're considering. They're not considering anybody else. But if it's hard to ignore George doing what he does.
Yeah.
Right now, this is going to be, it's a big deal. And Renault, or Alpine with their Renault engines, they're stopping those naturally. Renault's done making engines for F1, and they're becoming a customer of Mercedes. Who knows what they could bring?
Yeah.
With this reset, it's a big shakeup. You know, maybe, but look, you never know. You can't count it out. I don't think he'll leave for next year, but if Alpine shows up and has a good car next year, I wouldn't totally rule it out as like he moves because of the crappy treatment Toto's giving him right now. Like, what does he have to do? What does he have to do to get a contract right now? Why?
Because I feel like he's doing it.
Yeah, I think he's done it since the first race of the season.
Yeah.
He's performed well. He's not my favorite driver, but he's solid.
Take bias out of it. He is one of the, I mean, everyone's focusing on the top three, which is Lando, Oscar, and Max. You can't forget about him because he's coming in third and fourth 80% of the season. 80% of the season, if not second.
They just passed Ferrari in the manufacturers.
And it's only by like 6 points right now, but like still.
Toto should be over at George's house saying, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Here's dinner.
Here's a contract.
Here's your contract.
Sign right here.
Here's a contract for 2.5 years. Here's a contract for 2 plus
all
1.
He's asking.
Take your $35 million. Thank you.
It's all he's asking for. He's not asking for a 6-year contract. He's not asking for anything outrageous.
No, and you know, this whole thing with Christian Horner, it made me look a little bit more into some of the team principles, what they're like and stuff like that. And then looking at some of them ones back historically. There was only 2 of these real like dinosaurs, right? The old team principles. It was Christian Horner and Toto Wolff. They're not the most technically minded guys on the grid. You know, you have Laurent Mekies who took over.
Money with those guys.
Right. They're marketing guys, right?
Yeah.
They're marketing their personality. They're great at spinning things, right?
Yeah.
Christian Horner was like the spin doctor, the way something would happen and he'd be able to spin it around, print out 900 emails and bring a whole bunch of pictures to Michael to talk about what just happened on track. Well, Toto's over here. Michael, I sent you an email. Can you go read your email? I don't read my email during races, Toto. I sent you an email. I think you should look at it. No, like they don't exist anymore. That doesn't exist. You have Andrea Stella, who honestly, I can't tell you how many times I've seen him on camera because I feel like it's been so few. Like this Mekies, I've seen him on camera just since we started, you know, seeing him over at the big boy team here. But other than that, these guys are technically minded, not social media or hype people. Flavio is your de facto mob boss over at Alpine, but it's like, yeah, no, this is it's concerning, I think, for Toto. You know, he needs to really tie this guy down. I'm not saying they're going to replace Toto right now, but your age is showing. Come on, let's sign him. Let's get this done. We know you're capable. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. And so, I mean, speaking of Fred, let's talk about our favorite disappointment.
Yes, our favorite French in Italy.
Favorite disappointment in the whole entirety of F1 is Ferrari. Awful showing, awful qualifying.
Just no pace.
You got Lewis out in the second round of qualifying. You got Leclerc in the wall in qualifying. Like,
no, I'm stupid.
It was I'm stupid and I'm useless. You've got I'm stupid on one side of the garage. I'm useless on the other. Put them together. You've got a stupid, useless sandwich.
And I hate it because I love Leclerc. I love Hamilton. And I love Ferrari. And right now, they're making me so angry.
Dude,
they're just making me so angry. I stopped paying attention to them at a certain point. It's just, I love you guys, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, we
Holy crap.
see Lewis start moving through the field right off rip. He makes up a couple spots, doing well, and then you just see the delta start dropping. He goes 3 seconds, and then 4 seconds, and then by the time he finally pits, it's almost 7 seconds behind. And now he's put out on his push laps, and he catches up to everybody within like 3 or 4 laps. But at that point, the tires are spent, and he's back equal to the field.
And then he's got in his ear, Lewis, I need you to coast at 150 meters, please. I need you to coast.
He even asked,
please stop going fast.
He's
Go
like,
slow.
hey, can I stop? Do I still need to lift and coast? I heard him on the radio ask, do I still need to do this? And it was not even, it was probably another lap to 2 laps before they even acknowledged it.
There were moments he was asking his engineer questions he never answered.
Never. Where can I make up time? Where am I losing to them?
Like, this is crazy. Like the car's absolute dog shit. The team has poor communication. Everything's just like, the only good thing is the personality of the drivers right now. That's all we got. Like,
and they're starting to lose that too. They're starting to lose their personalities
because they're so mad.
Depressed.
Toto, maybe that's why George doesn't have a contract yet. Lewis is at his door playing a boombox outside his window. Take me back. Take me back. Take me back. Kick that stupid kid out and take me back.
Dude, Kimmy.
That's a nice Italian team that'll take him. Take me back.
Yeah, so honestly, they bombed qualifying. I mean, you had just awful strats. And then please tell me, for the love of God, what the hell was, you know what I'm about to say? What was that? Okay, swap the places at 100 feet before the start finish line. And so many people are out there, oh, he should have given it back. What?
Lewis, if you could just shove this car on the wall and stop it immediately so that Charles can pass you.
Not even that. Like, you're telling me that Charles was going to defend Lewis the rest of the race on 17 lap older tires than Lewis, and they were going to be okay with that when they're not fighting for anything? You're not going to tell me that Lewis wasn't going to pass him without them giving them the team order.
I agree. And you know my feelings on team orders. I hate team orders in general. I understand, you know, they team ordered Lewis past Charles in the first place, which, okay, fine. Whatever. You're trying to maximize what you're getting. I understand. You're working as a team to move up. But then you don't move up and you wait till 100 feet before the finish line and be like, oh, hey, by the way, you're supposed to give that back, jump on the brakes, crash into a wall, do something.
Yeah, you're going 300 kilometers an hour. Can you please drop down to 60?
And then the sheer awkwardness over the radio after the fact was like deafening.
It was, the silence was the loudest thing on that track.
Yeah, the Ferrari semi truck had the quietest ride home with no music on. Like, it
no
was
music. They just got put through the ringer. There was no family spaghetti night. Like,
there was no family spaghetti night. Lewis didn't get his vegan meatballs. It was just
it was not a good time.
Lewis went home. He went back to England. He got his fish and chips and cried in front of Toto's door.
Yeah. And so, like, honestly, like, and again, I got my hopes up so heavy from the practices because they were just showing really good speed. They were showing good lap times. But we can't keep thinking that I can't keep thinking that these practices are going to result into a P1 pole position in qualifying and a victory, because it's just not happening. It's just not happening.
No, it's just showing, you know, they made I'm not saying Lewis made a mistake. The team of Ferrari made a mistake when they changed this car as much as they did. They went from being a number 2 in the constructors last year with a great chance to win. Charles is over there, had to get a pat on the back. You know, you gave it your all. We were right there. To where are you? You are so far behind. You know, you were second place, but you were second place that's behind by several points. An insurmountable gap. And now you've fallen back to third with a team that only has one driver actually scoring points consistently.
Yeah, with another team with one driver scoring points consistently, not too far behind.
Yeah, it's a bad look. I really hope they can turn it around for next year. Like, when you listen to the analysis after the race and everything, they're like, oh, we'll see how they do in Singapore.
I'm not going to see
it's
shit
next year.
We're not going to see shit in Singapore.
No, we're just going to be the classic Ferrari fan. I'm going to cross out 2025 and write 2026 next to it. This is our year. That's and even then I'm going to be wearing a Cadillac hat instead. So
yeah. On a happier note, vamos, Carlos.
Yes,
great
smooth
to
operator.
see him. The first smooth operator for Williams. Long overdue, I feel. It was about time he had a great weekend all around. I know he lucked out a little bit in qualifying, but with the rain. But that was, I mean, I feel like the team did a good job on getting him out there. He put a solid lap down, and
that's not just luck. You know, that was strategy. It was a good call.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, wow, you know, fantastic. Love to see it. You know, and we've been really lucky, you and I, here the last few weeks, I think, having some underdogs to show some love.
Yeah.
You know, that's great to see. I'm so happy.
Third place. Like, he started second. I mean, again, Russell is dogging it in the background, doing his thing. And he was still able to hold on to P3, which was really cool.
Yeah, he looked great.
Good pace all day. Obviously, no one was touching Max, no matter if he was second. Like, no one was getting him, so it's cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a tremendous weekend for them. So solid, so consistent, did everything right. Great pit stop. Just great call on the tires. Great everything.
Loved seeing Albon in the crowd too. Immediately got out of his car, ran over to the team to celebrate.
Yeah,
like, that was cool. I love that. I really do like Alex. He's a good guy, and he's a good driver.
They say he's the nicest guy on the grid. They say he's the nicest guy out there.
I don't doubt it.
I believe it.
He's so passionate. He does, like, you can hear, like, with the team, he gets very animated, cusses a lot, yells at the team, but like, you know, it's all because he's got the heart with it.
Yeah. And I'm so happy to see Carlos. You know, Carlos has had probably one of the worst seasons he's ever had overall.
Oh God.
Just plagued. But he's just plagued with just poor situational happenings, bad luck. You know, maybe he's made one or two mistakes himself, but kid couldn't catch a break. And now, you know, it finally, look, this is what I can do. I can put it together if you don't let me get taken out by a bunch of wild people in the back.
Yeah. Put me in the front. I can perform.
Yeah. He showed what he can do. And I think Williams has always been pretty optimistic with him there. And I'm glad he got to finally say, yeah, look, this is why you got me. Happy to build.
Yeah. So no, that was really cool. Honestly, as sad as it was for Ferrari, my sadness immediately went out the window. Probably about 5 laps left when I realized Lewis wasn't going to make. I mean, he wasn't going to get to the podium, but I wanted to see him work up to maybe 5th. But 5 laps left, realizing nothing was going to happen, I just started focusing on signs, making sure that he wasn't going to get caught up to, because Kimi was right behind him. Kimi was close.
Yeah.
He was close.
First good showing for Kimi in a while too, you know. Happy to see that too. He had a good qualifying, and he kept his, you know, got to finish in 4th, started 4th, finished 4th.
Go into a wall or a gravel patch. It was great.
Yeah. What more can you ask for, you know? Toto put the pressure on him last week, and he showed he can do it. So
yeah, he bounced back.
It was a good showing.
So no, that was fun. Honestly, I honestly think Singapore, I don't even know if I want to make predictions just because I don't know. But I feel like personally, if they can shake all this crap off and just keep their heads down, I think McLaren's going to do a 1-2. I feel like Oscar's going to have a little bit more to shake off, obviously. So I'm going to go with Lando, Oscar, Max, because I'm just not going to take Max out of the top 3 until he proves otherwise. At this point.
That's fair.
So that's my predictions with it.
I'm going to be super hopeful and probably wrong.
God, I know where this is going.
I'm going to say Max, Lando, Oscar.
All right. It's not where I thought it was going. I thought you were going to go with Leclerc because you said I'm going to be hopeful.
No. I'm not that hopeful. Okay. I'm hopeful, not delusional.
Not delusional. Okay. All right. Perfect. I think that honestly.
But, no, yeah. I think we're going to get. I think we're going to get Max is going to be crawling his way back in here. I think he's going to be a problem. He's going to be the problem child of the World Drivers'
Championship. He's going to be the thorn in the side of McLaren for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and you know what? I think Oscar might be welcoming it.
He needs somebody else other than Lando to be able to fight.
Yeah, just shake it up, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I hear Oscar, take this championship. I'm going to go beat the crap out of my friend Lando. That's what I feel like is going to happen. He's a little bit easier to pick on.
Yeah, because Oscar actually fights back.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, so I'm always interested with Singapore just because it is the hottest, toastiest one. I mean, what was it last year? George looked like a ghoul when he got out of the car. His eyes were sunken, like he was.
Logan Sargent couldn't even finish.
Yeah, he had like the black rings around. I know he already like George already has that look, kind of. He looked sickly when he got out of that car.
This is the most physically intense race of the whole year with the heat, in respect to the heat.
Yeah.
It's always hot. It's going to be really interesting. They have the sprint race this weekend in Singapore, which is there. I don't love that they're doing a sprint race in Singapore because we're going to kill these drivers, but
twice,
more racing's more racing. Okay. But it is what it is. It's going to be an interesting race. That's at the end of the day.
I always love Singapore. It's always a good showing. I mean, you got the high speeds, you've got the fast corners, you got those tight corners as well. And real quick, the pit entrance in Baku was just, these guys were nuts this weekend. Even the announcers were like, "Oh my gosh, oh god!" Like when they were going in, they were taking some hot speeds.
Yeah, they all looked like Alonso in Monza following Bortoletto.
Yeah,
4 wheels locked up. Hang on, I gotta stop. Whoa,
literally,
they all looked like Lewis trying to stop for Charles.
Yes. So next week will be fun. That'll be a good one. Tell us about your F1 experience at the arcade.
Oh yeah, it was great. F1 arcade it's just a fun place to go. You get to hang out in some $50,000 simulators. So
yeah,
that's always cool. Something I can't have in my house. It's cool. But it was fantastic. I went with a buddy of mine. You get there, you get set up in a free practice type of thing where you just hop on a sim, drive around, take as many laps as you need. They switch you around different tracks and all this. Get nice and warm, and then they put you into a randomizer and they put you on different teams. So we represented Haas, me and my buddy, and we were partnered with 3 other people. We each got a race, so it's a 5-race series. You earn points based on where you finish, and it works just like a constructor's title. We ended up coming in second. We missed out on first place by 50 points. It was intense. I'm going to upload the video of me making some pretty sweet passes over at Silverstone and then choking.
Oh, that was hard to watch. I was literally so excited watching it, and I'm like, "Where are you going to choke at, bro? You're on the last lap."
Yeah. I was crushing it, and I had the fastest kid in the whole building right behind me, and I could feel him catching me, and I pulled an Oscar and just felt the pressure. But it was so much fun. They have the whole time. They got an announcer running around, announcing what's going on, leaning in your face, putting the pressure on. Like, it's a whole vibe. It's tremendous. It's an absolute blast. Winners. So you go through your whole team championship. They then take the top 10 highest performing drivers. They put them in a single race. Whoever wins the top prize. And if you're part of the podium, you get champagne. Super cool.
That's
super cool. Oh yeah, it's awesome. Absolute blast. I got to watch. I didn't make it to the top 10. Like I said, I missed it out. I literally missed out on that one by 25 points. So you get points for where you finish. You get points for how many passes you make, and you get points for like clean driving, stuff like that. Naturally, they try to make it a little bit more open to everybody. I missed out on 25 points by somebody that made one more pass than I did. Oh. Crazy. But hey, it is what it is. We're going back. Going to be a great time. The announcer over there, the DJ, he's a great dude. It's just an absolute great time. They do everything they can to make it fun. All you can eat pizza. How do you beat that? Sims and pizza. Come on.
You had me at Sims, but that's why I'm going for the pizza now. No, I'll be there this week too. We'll get some team stuff going as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be a blast. We'll do some friendly competition at the beginning between the two of us before we go in and try to beat everybody else.
Lock in.
How did you were doing some stuff with NASCAR this week? How was it?
Yes. So Wednesday was the go-kart experience with Jason Alexander. He is a Craftsman Truck Series truck driver. Like I said last week, the company that I work for, we sponsor him in NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. and it was really cool. He's such a cool kid, 21 years old. He's a sim kid as well. Went straight from sim racing, got a seat in the truck series, and um, I think he did. I want to say he did 5 or 6 races this season. I don't think he was at every single race this year, but since the race was in New Hampshire, he came up. We did a whole company day and got to go out and race him. It was fun because they break us up into 3 different groups, just based on like when you signed up and things like that. So I was Group C. I was the last group. He went out with each group. So he ran Group A, ran Group B, and so he's already 2 10-minute sessions in by the time he jumps in with us. One of my managers and good friend Mike, he actually had one of, if not the fastest lap times out of everyone, beating Jason in our group. Jason came second and I came third, right behind him. I think Jason only beat. I have to look at the timesheets. I have it, but he beat me by like 4 tenths, which I was kind of stoked about.
Right there.
But that was qualifying, and then we had a little intermission, and then we had to let some actual patrons go out and race, which we actually witnessed this random kid that was just there doing a track day with his girlfriend set the fastest lap time for that week at 22.1 seconds or 2 seconds or something like that. Wild. We were all hyped. He was hyped. Jason was hyped. It was really cool. And then we go out like grid style. We do a formation lap and line up on the grid, but Jason starts in the back to see how far he can work his way through the field.
Yeah, have some fun.
So I start second on the grid. Mike's in front of me. Me and Mike take off. We're gone. I think Chris, another guy in sales, Chris Madden was behind me in third. He was probably about half a second back from me, but me and Mike were gone. We catch up to a straggler. There's a really tight hairpin turn. Like I'm telling you, it's one of those 90-degree boys. I try and go and miss this kid, and he goes wide, so I slam on the brakes, and I get obliterated from behind. I get funneled back to fifth. We go around. Mike's going through. He catches back up to the kid again. Same thing happens to him, except I thought his car got broken. He gets absolutely punted into the wall. And fortunately for him, I was a little salty. Fortunately for him, they make us all slow down and let him get his spot back. And I'm just like, excuse me,
I didn't get mine.
where's P2? Come on. But because of both of those accidents, because they slowed the carts down, Jason ended up coming all the way from last and beating our group. So he ended up taking podium on that one.
Look, as he should.
As he should. And then, so Saturday, I actually drove up to New Hampshire Speedway to watch him race. I got to see the modifieds run, which was not the first time, but the first time I've actually sat and like enjoyed the modifieds. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch it. I have a lot more respect for those guys. It's wild. Like I got there at, I want to say, I got into the stands at like 9:30, 9:45, and within 20 minutes there were 7 yellows. So it was a lot of action. That was cool. And then the truck series came out and Jason was doing really good. I think he started P31 out of 35 and then worked his way up to the mid 20s and then just had an incident and got punted into the wall. And obviously that's a lot harsher than a go-kart accident in a warehouse. He hit the wall pretty hard. He's okay. He's good. He wants to be on the podcast someday, so we're going to see if we can get him on here. And then after that was the NASCAR practice. And it was just really cool seeing the modifieds and then the trucks and then the NASCAR. You see the power difference, the speed. I got video of all 3 of them coming at me from different corners, and it shakes your chest.
You feel it in your bones.
I used to go to the Brickyard all the time. I've told you this. I used to go to the Indy 500 in the Brickyard pretty much every year with my family and some of my family's friends. Same seats every year. Turn 4 for the Indy 500. We'd get random seats for the Brickyard. But it made me it brought some good memories back. Remembering the Brickyard, remembering like Indy 500, and just feeling that shake. You're seeing the fence, like there was a little divider between the actual fence and where you were able to stand, and the NASCARs would go by and would just woof, 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 and it would make the fence shake with it, and it was just so cool to see it. It was a bummer that Jason got punted out early on, but it was a really cool race. It was weird. I thought Formula One had some weird like point systems and things like that. They have 3 stages, and after
Yeah.
50 laps they stop the race and let people pit, and then another 50 laps they stop, and then they finish up with like a 65 lap sprint to the end, and you win more points for get placing certain sections and certain stages, and there's playoffs, and I'm like, dude, what is going on? But it was really cool to see it and witness something that as an adult I have never witnessed. The last time I witnessed something like that up close and personal was 17 years ago now, so like it's been a while. So seeing it as an adult and someone who actually fully respects and loves motorsport, it was really cool to be a part of. And I understand why so many people dedicate their lives to camping out at these events in their campers and going around the country and watching this, because it's just a whole experience. Like from Friday to Sunday, you got some type of action on the track and off the track. They had all sorts of kid zones. I know the boys would have loved it. They had a bunch of interactive things. A lot of the drivers were up close and personal, so definitely something that I wouldn't mind going to more often when they're up in this area. I'm not going to fly out west, but it'd be nice to see something like that. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm glad NASCAR is something I used to watch with my dad as a kid. Just like, well, I didn't used to go to as many. I've been to New Hampshire a couple times, but I didn't get to witness anything like in like Indy in the Brickyard.
yeah,
But no, NASCAR's it's always been an interesting type of thing, right? Where it's like the stepchild of every other kind of motorsport for some reason. But
it used to be the
no,
dad, and now it's like,
yeah. But those guys are they're a different level. You know, those cars are nuts. They got minimal downforce and a whole heck of a lot of power.
like you say, they're bricks going 180,
They,
200 miles an hour in a
yeah,
circle for
it's
4
crazy.
hours, 2 hours.
Oh, it's insane. There's a cool interview between, I forget which NASCAR drivers it is. But it was 2 younger NASCAR drivers, 2 younger F1 drivers. They're talking about their schedules and what they do and how the weekends go. The whole time, the NASCAR guys are like, yeah, you know, we get to the track, we do 1 practice, and then we immediately qualify, and then the next day's the race, and the race is 3.5 hours long. And the F1 drivers were like, what? You only get 1 practice? That's how many weeks a year do you do this? And they told them, and the guys are like, are you serious?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely a different animal. There's lots of cool experiences where you had those crossovers. Lewis Hamilton driving, I believe it was Tony Stewart's car at Watkins Glen, and he I couldn't hear you. Oh, you wanted me to pit?
He
I'm
kept
sorry.
going.
Next one. It's just awesome.
And
But
Tony's
no,
Tony's
those guys are
laughing.
nuts.
Tony's having a good time. He's like, "Ah, looks like
Oh yeah.
he got the bug."
Those guys are nuts though. You gotta be kind of crazy to drive one of them things.
Yeah.
Be willing to throw it at a wall and hope it sticks. So
Yeah, no, and honestly, like I know I didn't watch the whole race this weekend, but we had the um shootout at the Bricks in Indianapolis for IMSA. And Cadillac took P1 and 2. Let's go. It was really cool to watch the end of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was down to the wire. They had less than 20% energy with somebody behind them with over 20%, and they were still able to pull out a 1-2 win. First win this whole season in IMSA for Cadillac, so that was really cool to see them bring it home. Unfortunately, our Chevy boys in the GTD and GTD Pros, the best they could do was 4th in GTD Pro. It's okay. They won their first one a couple weeks ago, so that was fun to see. But I mean, we got some. I know it's off weekend for Formula One, but we got Mr. Max trying to go and prove a point in endurance this weekend on Saturday. So that will be fun to see. That's 6 a.m. start for a 4-hour endurance race at the Nürburgring. So I'm definitely going to be tuning in when I wake up in the morning on Saturday to watch that.
He's just out here doing side missions at this point.
Literally, he's like, all right, cool. I'm done with the main story. Let's do some side quests.
Formula One's too easy. Let me try something new.
Yeah. So that'll be fun to see. Then we've got, obviously, we're going to be doing the F1 arcade. We've got a lot of stuff and a lot of footage that we have to go through. So we'll get some stuff out there soon about, I've got recordings from the go-karts. I got a couple videos I'll put together, some clips to put together for the NASCAR weekend. And then you've obviously got last weekend for F1. I believe there should be another Lock City coming up, I want to say first weekend of next month, so 2 weeks from now. So we'll get some more footage from that. But other than that, I'm not 100% sure what else is coming up at this moment in time. And I will. You want me to get into Supercross, and I will. I promise. I'm going to start watching some of those.
That's a next week thing. I want to talk about it so bad because so much happened, but that's a next week deal.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I'm gonna watch it so I can also
craziness.
I'm gonna tune in on that myself. So I'll watch those last 3 races, and get some things going for that, so we can start getting some more people in here on the.
I'll be waiting for the all capital. I'll be waiting for the all capital text message back and forth to me like 15 times while you watch these races because it controversy.
And the nice thing is they're not like super long races, so I can knock those out pretty quick.
Oh yeah, that's an easy enough one.
Other than that, I think that does it for this week. We'll get everything out there. Again, we appreciate everybody coming out along for the ride, checking things out with us. And as always, just make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram. We're on X, YouTube, Spotify. That's where we post our videos on YouTube, and then our sound clips on Spotify. We're thinking about doing TikTok at some point, so we'll add another onto the list.
Go on to the next hand.
And always, we want to make sure that if you guys got anything that you want us to talk about, we're always about talking about just car breakdowns. If you got your own project you're doing, we'd love to talk to you about it, see what you're getting into. But other than that, as always, make sure you keep the throttle down and the conversation wide open, and we'll see you next time.